Hello, yes, good morning. We're back. We're in the Nether today. We left off last episode, built a spider spawner, and I decided, you know what, since we're building spawners, let's just get this one over with. So we are here in the Nether. I've got my sad little pickaxe that's about to die on me, and I'm gonna try and harvest the resources that I can off of this thing, because, like, I would like to be able to keep some of these fences at least. But we'll see, because they like to fling everywhere, and this is about to get completely emptied out anyway. So I'm gonna pull all this stuff off, and today we're gonna go ahead and just build a blaze spawner. Or rather, a blaze farm. Because it just makes more sense if we just get this all done with to begin with. I talked last time about the fact that we're starting a mod pack called Create. And right now we've been doing a whole bunch of vanilla stuff in order to prepare for that. And that's basically going to continue. So, of course, the counter argument is that I'm going to be building all this in creative. Because I'm not messing with that. I'm not messing with that. So I know that we have precautions, but there is only so much headache that I'm willing to welcome, and so we're just gonna do this the easy way. So, yeah, the name of the person who is building the spawner, their tutorial, should be appearing on screen now, so that way you can go find them. And, you know what, let's just go ahead and get into it, I think. Alright, creative is active. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we clear all this out. Because I've done this before. Here's our spawner. Let's get our red wool. There. Get a nice aerial shot of what we've done. Okay, alright, and back to the tutorial. And then now we're going to check our clearance above. We have plenty of clearance above. Good. Let's go ahead and set our 3 blocks. Okay, so it looks like, let's go ahead and get out some glass. What color glass do we want? Honestly, just clear glass is probably fine, because there's going to be more than enough interest. So, this block right here, and then it'll be something like that. We have a magenta sheep, so therefore let's use magenta glass just to denote that. Okay, and then how many do I go out again? So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then, yes, so this is correct. Okay, now we fill this in. And any missing corners? Doesn't look like. Looks like this is good. So now, let's use bath salt for this. Yeah. So now we line our edges. And that is why we do this in creative mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. There. Sorry. There. Okay. And now let's go in and get our glass in. Okay. So that's done. So we know that we want the kill pit to go somewhere down here, and then for it to attach up to this situation. Okay. So let's go back in the kill pit. That's where we want to be. 1, 2, 3. Neat. So it should be just like that. Everything after this should be safe. We use the warp trap doors because, as the guy says, they don't burn. Okay. And now the lava. Ready for some bloom? Ah, lovely. Oh, right. I need to... Alrighty, so... that should be the basics of this pit. Yeah. Alright, let me go double check my work. Okay, so, having double checked that, looks like this should be functional now. If we go down into here, we should just have them spawn. So, back into easy. Oh yeah, we got blazes. Goodness knows we have blazes. And so if we crouch right here, we should be able to just whack them. So that's good. Okay, so with that done, let's go ahead and make this place accessible for people who are not in creative mode. Let's just do this. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, and then I think, I'll be completely honest, I think I want to do a little bit of beautifying. Just because I can. We're in creative mode, and quite frankly, we're in the Nether. And I don't want to do this in survival, so I'm not going to. I'm sure you've noticed by now that's kind of the general rule on the channel. I do this for enjoyment, not for difficulty. So let's go ahead and, is this gonna be a problem right here? It might, maybe? I don't know, let's test it. So let's go ahead and get some... Let's use, So I think we'll just stick with cobbled deep slate, because it's got pretty decent blast resistance. And, like, nothing should blast through this, but we also have to contend... clearance is a little rough. I don't want to have to contend with the ghasts any more than I absolutely have to. So it looks like all of this stuff is create building, but they don't have the one brick that I'm looking for. So we'll just use... yeah. Does it look good? Not really. Whatever. It's fine. There. Okay. So now that should be blocked in. Yeah, that's okay. And then we definitely don't want things spawning on the roof, I think. Yeah. Yeah, and then a little bit of window is okay. And then that should lead us right into here. So the only other thing that I want to make sure I have is I want like a specific highway line that tells me, hey, this is how you get home. Because otherwise my butt is gonna get lost. I'm already lost. I don't know where I am. So let's go ahead and use our cobbled deep slate. And let me figure out if I know how to get back home. Pretty sure it's just this way. And then... yeah, and then this is the chamber that we emptied out, so... that should lead us... over here? Yes, and then this is our bridge. Okay. And what we will probably end up doing in the future is that we will add a rail cart. Just so that way it's easier. But we're not there yet, so let me get this done first. And then... I'd like to actually build the minecart in survival. Just because, I mean, like, they don't actually cost a whole lot of resources. And someday, when I'm good at it, we will do this entire thing with trains. Because I like trains. But we're not there. Yeah. Like this. And that should be plenty far. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get this filled in, and I will be back in a second. Okay, so the entire line has been made, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and do what I've been meaning to do for a while now, and add stairs. And then I think we'll shore this up a little bit, just make a nice solid path back to here. Yeah, I think that's probably our best bet. Let's go ahead and do that. We've been using cobbled deep slate because, quite frankly, it's so visually different. Like, it blends in with the Nether, but it's still an overworld block, and so it makes it nice and easy for me to figure out where I need to go without being too jarring. And plus we have just so much so much of this stuff. Like, even if we weren't doing this in creative mode, we could get this done. Yeah. Go ahead and get this highway built. And for all of this, like, while we do creative mode, I am specifically trying to work with blocks that we could reasonably get right now with where we're at in the game. It's sort of the frustration that I have with creative mode, is that you have literally, the entire inventory open to you. And that's great. If you are specifically like, I want to go build, and building is what I want to do. And I want to make things look aesthetically pleasing and all that. And that, like I said, that's great. That's fine. And I understand it. However, there is something to be said for having too much choice and too many options. And I find that, like, if I start a world in creative, I don't actually get a feel for the world. I don't get any attachment to it. And so I don't really have a plan or an interest in anything that I build. Whereas I found that if I start in survival and then use creative when I actually have an idea and I just cannot be bothered to gather the resources, it actually makes it more fun, and I find that I'll actually use the things that I build. Because that is another frustration, is that once you enter creative mode, not a lot of reasons to come out. You know, besides wanting to play the game as intended. So it ends up being that, at least for me, I'll build all this cool stuff, I'll install mods, and I'll try and build stuff that I actually like, that has value to me, and then I won't actually use it, because why would I? Because I can just be in creative mode and just lose myself building, without actually considering, like, how does this impact anything? So, there's that whole tangent, but, you know, let's go ahead and fill this in. Ideally not with stairs, that would be great. Let's use the actual block I intend to use. So the other thing I'm considering, right? I love this pack. This shader pack. But the bloom in the Nether is so bad. It makes it genuinely hard to see. Like, I don't know how y'all have managed to watch this, but... So we found tinted glass in the inventory the other day. And just for kicks and giggles, I just want to find out. So yeah, looking at this, it looks like it does neutralize the bloom. So, I'll be completely honest, there is just no way I can get enough tinted glass normally. I'm just gonna do this in creative real quick. We're just gonna have a creative episode. I know, it's not what I wanted to do either, but for the sake of being able to see what I'm doing, and for your eyes at home, I think maybe we're just gonna align everything in tinted glass. And then that way, y'all will actually be able to see what I'm doing. So, because it's mostly just me drawing lines with Minecraft, I'm just gonna go ahead and skip it, and we'll come back. Oh no, did OBS fuck up? Okay. Okay, we're back. I'm done. There's lava dripping from the ceiling. What is that about? Anyway, before I get too distracted, so I'll explain this whole situation in a moment. First off, the thing that I actually set out to do, tunnels. So the tunnels are done. So now when we walk through the Nether, it's this, which is way, way better. There's a couple of places where I missed a hole. I'm just gonna make sure that I get everything sealed back up. But yeah, so now it actually looks like you can't see a whole lot. It definitely tints it, but it makes it look a little bit more sane, I guess. So this is still our pathway up to the Nether Fortress. And I went ahead and just encased everything. So as I've kind of mentioned before, I would like to get to a point where we can have monsters, and actual spawns and stuff like that, so I figure if I'm already gonna be here, lining this thing with glass, I might as well make it ghast-proof, because I hate the ghasts and there's no way to disable them. It was that whole business, like a while ago. Apparently Mojang was like, hey, y'all should vote for the Phantom because we don't have any flying mobs. And I'm like, the ghast. The ghast exists. Regrettably. And like, maybe they just meant for the overworld, but I mean, look, I'll take a Phantom over a ghast any day, but that's all I'm gonna offer. So anyway, I went ahead and added this little staircase down here so that way we can get into the deltas, which is going to be great for lava generation. Create offers like a whole bunch of ways to like harvest lava and then turn it into fuel. And we will get there, but we're not anywhere near that right now, so for ease of access, this made the most sense to do, so that way we could just go ahead and get our buckets of lava. And that's basically that. So the next thing that I did, we just come over here. There. So we had this hole in the ground, so I just cleaned it up, shaped it a little bit. And this now takes us out to this tunnel, which is why I had the saddle and the warped mushroom and all that. I'm pretty sure we have all of it in our inventory. We can go remake it. But I wanted to see whether or not these guys could walk through these warped gates, and they can't. They're not burning. And if you open them, they can walk through, and if you close them, they can't, which means that I don't have to mess with redstone. So now we have our little lava strider stable? I don't know. We'll call it a stable. Does it look good? No. Does it function? Yes. And right now, that's it. That's all I'm asking for. So let's go ahead and clear out all of that. Yeah, these nether brick fences were actually mine. I don't think this was, nor was this. And everything else looks not that glass either. Okay, so we will just go ahead and dump these real quick, because I don't want to keep spawned in stuff on me, because it messes up my inventory of what I actually have. Yeah, so anyway, it's done now. We can now walk through the nether in relative peace. I mean, we can't get from this portal to the nether, but I'm leaving this open because I want to build like a workshop? Workstation? Something. I want to build something here. If we were doing this just in vanilla Minecraft, excuse me, I just go ahead and build some kind of little village, maybe follow this style, maybe not, and that would be that. Since we have create installed, lava lakes, pretty decent source of fuel, pretty decent, and quite frankly, I think there are ways to beautify the areas that we drain out, and if it drains out anything like Buildcraft used to, we'll be here for so long, because I mean, like I said, this lava lake is enormous. So we have the deltas for now, for us to just deal with our temporary fuel needs. And then when we get to the point where like we can use trains and we can use tanks and all of that kind of stuff, then we will start bucketing out the nether, and see where that takes us, because it should be functionally infinite fuel. Like, not really, but I can't imagine that we're gonna drain this by the time I decide I'm done with the world, right? So yeah, I'm okay with this. Anyway, this is probably actually gonna be a shorter episode, just because of how much clipping there's gonna have to be. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But I'm maxing out my record space, so I'm gonna get back into the overworld, turn myself back into a survival player real quick. normalcy has been restored, and I think next time, I don't know. There's a couple of things I want to do. We are desperate for an enchantment table. We have diamond, we have obsidian. I think it's time to farm. I think that's gonna be what we do. So, anyway, I will see you all next time. Have a great day. Good luck with your Monday, and happy building.